If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer, don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on, the battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
Yo, we live.
What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
Terrence Howard, man.
What's going on, man?
All right,
all right, man.
Yeah, we live, man. All right, man.
We live, man. About to start exposing these niggas, man.
What up, y'all? Come on in, man. We gonna get into this Terrence Howard. Yo, he's planning on starting a new podcast where he's exposing Hollywood elites. He said it's not about the actors and the actresses. He said he's going for the big wigs of Hollywood, the ones that really control things.
Going for the big wigs, man.
So we want to know, is he putting his life in danger by doing this? Because we know anybody that try to speak out, they kind of suffer some type of accident or something.
Is he doing this for clout?
Is he doing it for clout? Clarence Howard don't strike me as a clout chaser though. He don't, because I think about, if you think about throughout his career, he didn't really speak on much. I don't think he clout chasing. I think this is a climate for everything to get exposed, like China just exposed all the luxury brands. So I think this is the time where everything is getting exposed. You know what I'm saying? I think this is the climate for everything to get exposed.
This is a test.
I think he's taking advantage of the situation, the climate. Yeah. I mean, because ain't nothing going on in Hollywood. I mean, they don't have jobs. They're not really working. They're not getting things going. So a lot of them is resorting to podcasts now because they don't have jobs. I mean, artificial intelligence taking all their jobs. So, so I think that's what's really going on. So we're going to get into this TMZ article. So Terrence Howard's taking on Hollywood in my new podcast, Living Out Every Actor's Wet Dream. So it says Terrence Howard says his new podcast won't pull any punches, cause he plans to take on big time Hollywood media companies. Something describes as such studio nightmares in every actor's wet dream. The veteran actor tells TMZ he recently started recording the new podcast that pulls back the curtains of the entertainment industry and intends to release it to the public in the near future. I mean, does he have to be careful of this? Y'all let us know in the comments. And does he have to be careful of outing certain people in the industry? Is he going to say names?
Name, I won't name.
All right. Is he going to say specific names and specific incidents that no one knows about? I don't know. What y'all let me know. Let us know what y'all think.
His first guest should be Ye.
Ye? Oh,
Yep.
yeah, he should get Ye on there.
Ye should be his first guest.
Yeah, I think he should get Ye on there, man.
Yeah, Ye, man. Hey, Ye, man.
Whip that trick broadcast. You should call it Whip That Trick Broadcast. I mean, all right. So the veteran. All right, hold on. All right, so let's go down. All right, so I see they showing them Empire. It says Howard will speak on the powerful figures behind the scenes of Hollywood. Specifically, he tells us he's going to address his ongoing legal battle with CAA, claiming the talent agency allegedly asked him to accept the lower salary while he worked on Empire. He also says he has plenty to say about the bigwigs over at Disney and Fox. Well, we know Michael Jackson was planning on buying Disney back in early 2000s, and doing the plan that they pretty much doing now. I wonder, is he gonna speak on that matter? And he said Fox. Empire was on Fox. I think Disney owns Fox too, so I guess he's planning on, you know, exposing some things behind the scenes of Empire. Show Empire. If y'all just coming in here, please click that like button. All right, says he'll also dish about the time on the set of Empire, along with what he calls business betrayals and shady transactions he's endured during his long career in Tinseltown. Through it all, Howard hopes to show his listeners how the industry really operates. Terrence promises he's going to be a candid, and he was during a recent appearance on the PBD podcast where he made jaw-dropping remarks about Diddy, but doesn't plan to drag celebrities. Instead, he's going to focus on speaking the truth to power. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this little clip of PDB podcast, Value Entertainment, when he spoke about Diddy.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, you know, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to
do the math. Disney owns Marvel, so get your facts right. What are you talking about? Disney owns Marvel. When you go to the Disney app, it got all Marvel movies on there. It says Marvel in the section in Disney, and it has all Marvel movies on there. So get your facts right, mush mouth. Let's continue.
Fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know this.
My bad. Do the math. I mean, me thinks 995. There you go.
I was about to say, I'm like, damn, why you going there and do the math?
My bad, do the math, not do the math. My bad, brother or sister. I don't know. But I was talking about me thinks 995. You know what I'm saying?
Off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
Yeah, that's like, well, that ain't happened with, Terry Crews. One of them powerful execs grabbed his nuts at the party and in front of his wife. That was crazy. Yeah, my bad. Do the math. I ain't mean yo. That was directed towards the person that came in here. All right, so Terrence promises he's going to. I already went over that. All right, so Terrence Howard says he thinks everyone in the showbiz is terrified of the powers that be in Hollywood, studio execs, powerful agents, and but the powerful agents, but Howard says he doesn't feel that he feared because he got nothing to lose. Damn. This man saying he ain't got nothing to lose.
Oh, he ain't the only one. Like we always bring him up, but Randy Quaid already told niggas about them.
Yeah, facts.
Randy Quaid been running from these clowns for a long time, telling everybody that the Star Whackers, made up of all these execs, lawyers, judges, doctors.
It's
a whole network of these niggas. It's a whole network of them.
Facts.
And they do anything to keep their business going and to keep their agendas hidden.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? They do anything. I mean, Terrence Howard ain't going to expose nothing that we haven't heard already.
And we ain't already heard from niggas like this right here.
I'm afraid about being blackballed again. These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. But I'm not scared of being the competition. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. All of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my in front of all my people at my agency. I told him no, what y'all do? And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down. Behind my back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian, but in my face, no, no, no.
How would they? I mean, I don't think we learn anything different from that. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get the troll out of here, man. Damn, you gotta be in here just being a troll. Kick that person up out of here. Damn. All right, so let the show continue.
I mean, you know, you're always gonna get trolls and all that.
Right,
I mean, that's just, that comes with social media. We know that.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. That's why I say I just remove them and just continue on doing what we do. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think this is a test for the people. I mean, all this stuff is coming out, but all right, what everybody gonna do with it? We gonna keep supporting Hollywood? We're gonna keep supporting the industry? Because if we do, we gonna go further into slavery. Because that's all they there for. All these, they pay all these celebrities to keep us mind controlled, to keep us spending money, to keep us believing in the system. You know what I'm saying? Just so they can basically get our power at the end of the day. And they pay these celebrities big money to do that. How don't everybody know that by now? How don't everybody know that by now? Like, the information has been out here for years. Like, how don't we know that? It's a test. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, we gonna go through some tough times. It's some tough times that's coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we tell y'all all the time on this stream, they are about to turn everything digital and automated.
Fact.
Every artificial intelligence is going to run everything. Now, this look, we can either go into advanced slavery or we could fight back and actually reverse this. But I think we too far gone, man. Because nobody ain't going to do nothing about all this corruption. Because nobody's done nothing about it yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't going to do. We just like to hear. Niggas just like to hear about it.
Hear about
and comment about it, and then keep supporting the system.
Nobody
ain't do nothing about it.
They just like to talk about it.
Yeah, right.
Like the ones that's from that world, like just they talk about it, but nobody's doing nothing about it.
Nah, the general public like to talk about it too. And like to hear about it, like to comment about it. You know what I mean? Social media gave people the power to have a voice who would have never had a voice before. But they ain't even, nobody's not even using it to fight back. Niggas is
the thing about it is Hollywood is they're not getting the same support, bro. The percentage of people going and watching box office Jones is down. Like the percentage is way down. So I don't think they even getting the support like they used to. People ain't.
Well, that's because they designed it like that. Because
people ain't watching them award shows and nothing.
Nah, they designed it like that because they want to switch everything to streaming. Because Netflix is still getting those views. See, they removing themselves from the big blockbuster
they
type of atmosphere. They intentionally collapsing all that because they built a new infrastructure.
Yeah,
everything's about streaming now. And guess who's left out of the streaming? Hollywood celebrities.
Yeah.
Hollywood celebrities ain't getting paid nothing for streaming.
No residuals.
They don't get no residuals. So now they're going to talk. They're going to be out here talking, all of them. Because none of them are going to be getting paid. Because this streaming, that's all going to go back to the automated system.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they ain't going to be getting the same money. So yeah, they're going to be out here talking. But what the people going to do about it?
Right.
What we gonna do about it? Because if we don't do nothing about it, guess where we going? Into advanced enslavement. Advanced enslavement. Advanced.
Tell them.
Because that's all this is. That's what this whole thing is about.
Whole world put on automated system.
Whole world put on automated system and preset to enslave you. You ain't gonna be able to talk to no human or nothing. The system is gonna be talking to you. The automated, artificial intelligent robot
Access
Voice
denied.
is going to be taught. Yup, access denied. That's all you're going to be hearing. You say something they don't like, access denied. Oh, you try to go grocery shopping, huh? Access denied. Oh, you're trying to get an Uber, access denied.
You trying to order some pizza, access
Yup,
denied.
you're trying to order a pizza on Uber Eats or DoorDash, access denied.
Try to get something from Amazon,
access denied. You're trying to watch your favorite Netflix show, access denied. Nothing.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to do nothing once all this is automated.
Yeah,
they don't need these celebrities no more.
But the thing is,
the celebrities gonna be mad and speaking out.
Bro, that's still a hard system to control, because people gonna come on this internet and say what they want anyway. They don't give it. People don't care about the guidelines and stuff now. I don't think that's gonna make people. I don't think that's gonna control people and make people do what they want. I think it's gonna backfire and go the other way.
Hell yeah, it's eventually gonna backfire.
Yeah, people just ain't meant to be controlled that way.
Well, they got a plan for that. It's a Netflix movie called Leave the World Behind.
Right.
It's a Netflix movie that was actually the Obamas was behind it. Obamas, the Clintons, all of them was behind that, and that's how they speak to each other through these projects.
But yeah, then they did take a big shot at Tesla, because all them Teslas that shut down, crashed.
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah, that was part of just the whole political.
Yeah, that's part of the whole political thing, right?
That was a political propaganda.
Yo, people don't see we all being lined up. Yo, we being lined up, everybody. We are being lined up, and these celebrities, y'all better speak out now, because y'all ain't gonna get no special privileges. They already knocking y'all off. Most of these celebrities, the ones who's talking and the ones who's actually trying to state the truth, they knocking them off anyway.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? They had Ann Hesh all in the back of that ambulance talking about she died, knowing damn well she was alive before she went to that hospital.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
She crawled up out of that bag
she tried to run out of that bag. Yeah, she was running away from them.
She crawled right up out of that bag like
she was running away from Ellen and them.
I don't even think Ann Hesh did, bro. I think she somewhere.
Nigga, that movie Blink Twice.
Yeah, I think they got Ann Hesh
Blink
somewhere.
Twice. They got them niggas under some type mind control.
Yeah, I don't think Ann Hesh did. I'm gonna be honest to y'all.
It's a possibility. She's probably trying to run away from those sinners that they sent them to erase their memories. You know what I mean? All the stuff that they seen.
She crawled up out of that bag, boy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right, Sharon. And she said most celebrities are empty vessels. Yeah, a lot of them are empty vessels. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are empty vessels, and they upload whatever program they want into some of these celebrities. You know what I mean? And those are the ones who get the big bucks. They get the big bucks because they know they ain't the niggas like the niggas that just went to space. The Katy Perry's and the Gals and all them. That fake space mission that they just did. You know what I mean? Those are the niggas that's the empty vessels. Yeah, I mean, they just upload a program into them and they follow the program.
Oh, that fake space station. I think we need to come back and do a live stream.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back and do a live stream on that, man, because that was ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, it's more to that too. So we gonna get into that. It's more into that fake space.
And it all ties into this. It ties into this, ties into, you know what I mean? It all ties into this because all of them are part of that industry is fake. All of them.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that fake space. Matter of fact, we could do a live stream tomorrow on this fake space. Fake space space flight.
Y'all know damn well
CGI,
all this is fake.
AI generated space flight.
Yo, this world is so fake, bro. Like, it's so fake out here, man. It's fake, and then the general public is fake on social media.
Yeah,
like, it's just fake everywhere. Not the celebrities in the industry just ain't fake. The people on social media is fake.
Well, that's why the industry fake, because that's the product of, the only reflection of the people, bro.
You don't even know what's real and what's a skit anymore.
Politics is fake. Sports is fake.
Everything is fake, bro.
Hollywood is fake. The music industry is fake. It's all fake.
It's all fake, bro. The sports games are rigged. You know what I mean? The news lie. All the politicians are WWE. all the politicians is ran like WWE.
Ran like
so that's all fake.
It's just all casino. Ran like a casino.
The whole NASA thing, that's fake. You know what I'm saying? Everything is fake, y'all. The food is fake. You know what I'm saying? Most of the food in the grocery stores is fake, y'all. Everything is fake. These celebrities are fake. That space, Gail and them going to space, that's fake. You know what I'm saying?
Man, the first time
the original moon lander was fake. Everything is fake.
Stanley Kubrick. A lot of these celebs on drugs. They can't even, you know what I mean? A lot of them
they on drugs because they hiding the pain because they know everything is fake.
Right.
You know, there's a short life.
Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Yeah, we can.
Why do you think that is? What the creative side is?
Well, because
this is Terrence Howard on PBD.
Losing out money. You got to take drugs. You're going through so much to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far. You know, who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So come over there and play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to f you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off.
Yeah, that's why you got to say more names, bro. You can't just throw Diddy name out there. Who else, Terrence? Who else was it? Because I know you pretty light-skinned nigga, man. So which one of them big-time execs made passes at you, brother? Don't just throw Diddy out there because his name is the topic. Like, because his name is, in the media, brother. There's some more of them people you got the name, brother. We know Diddy ain't the only one that approached you, if he did at all. But with some of them other names, brother, if you're going to out it, you got to out it all. I think he should have said some names right there on PBD Podcast. I mean, PBD Podcast is one of the bigger platforms I think he should have outed some names, not just Diddy's.
A lot of them execs and stuff is like that in the industry. They all been exposed. Like you had celebrities over the years coming out and exposing all these execs. I mean, look at the whole Weinstein thing. I mean, that should show you something right there.
Right. The whole Weinstein.
Like, yeah, and the Epstein thing that busted everything wide open. How don't we know this stuff? Like, what could he tell the public that we don't already know?
No. Just think about it though. If he's talking about specific things, then that's a difference. We know what they do overall, but if he's pinpointing certain incidents, then that's going to hit a little different because
but he was talking generic though. That TMZ article, he was generic about it. He was just talking about how maybe he wasn't talking about that part. He was talking about how shitty you are with the business.
Maybe he's saving it for the podcast.
We'll see.
We'll see if he mentioned names.
I think he's a little generic.
That's when the danger comes in, is when you start naming people names at specific times and dates, and people start investigating that shit match up. Then that's when the danger come in. That's why I say he putting his life in danger if he's gonna name specific names.
And
then the thing about it is, a lot of these niggas be secretly recording people. So why people ain't? I mean, I guess you probably run into a risk of doing that too, like either getting sued or getting wiped out by putting people on, out. If you try to go ahead and pull some Jaguar shit out here and putting recordings out on people, I don't think that's gonna go over too well. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go over too well if you just
Jag didn't put no.
I'm saying
nobody,
not nobody important. Yeah, not nobody high profile. I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying if you trying to pull something off like that. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go over too well. But yeah, like you said, what level of exposure is he going? Is he
he's gonna be mad generic with it. He's gonna be generic with it.
Or he gonna say specific name because Cat Williams specifically said Harvey Weinstein tried to give him head up there.
Yeah, but Weinstein was already busted already. He's already in jail. He ain't give no new. He ain't give nothing either. He was generic with it too.
And Corey Feldman ain't even put the document, like his documentary ain't even name no name.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. They not gonna name no names, bro.
Why
they ain't gonna name no names? Yeah, it's gonna be all generic because they still depend on that industry in a lot of ways.
So it ain't like can you say no name? I won't name like Kanye.
I mean, I feel like Ye said the most stuff because he was talking about how. What's the name? Jordan sacrificed his dad and how he sacrificed his mom. Like my mom was sacrificed. Like people end up missing in Hollywood all the time. Yeah. I feel like he named names.
I think Dennis Quaid didn't even name names.
Not Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid. Yeah, I meant Randy Quaid.
Because Randy said even his own brother turned against him. His own brother Dennis Quaid even turned against him.
Aaron Carter said his brother Nick Carter.
Exactly. So they even turn your own family.
So they do divide families up. We know they do that. We know they do pin people against people. We know they do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they even had the Jacksons going at it one time between each other. Bro, bro. You know the video that Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson did?
Scream.
Scream. You know they never filmed together. They kept them.
Yeah, I realized that.
Janet Jackson said they kept them separate on purpose. She said she didn't even talk to her brother in a year before they even did that, and she still wasn't even allowed to talk to him on the set. What the hell going on?
Michael Jackson named names. He said specifically Tommy Mottola, and he said Sony. He named some names.
Yeah, he named some names.
And look where he at.
Yeah, he named some names, bro.
He named names. It's a couple celebrities that name names. Niggas be naming names. It's just that, you know what I mean? What anybody gonna do about it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What anybody's gonna do about it? Because all the general public just want to hear people name names just so they could get some type of entertainment out of it.
Well, Terrence Howard, you gotta name names, bro. Like, I know you want to go expose Hollywood and podcast. Like, just don't be the same podcast like everybody else, bro. You named Diddy. Yeah, you said Diddy name because Diddy already.
Everybody's saying Diddy name right now.
But we know it's bigger than Diddy. No Diddy. And we know it's bigger people that made passes at you, bro. Just don't try to throw Diddy under the bus. It's some big execs that made passes at you, bro. I mean, you was in Marvel. You was in Iron Man, man.
Yeah, he played in Iron Man, man.
You mean to tell me nobody made passes at you when you played in Iron Man, man?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, damn well they all be getting passed around like a blunt.
Right. Empire is like the climate for people making passes at you. All that nonsense that was going over there on Empire on that show. I'll be thinking like anybody in Fox over there in Disney try to make passes at you, bro.
Casting couch. That
the
casting
thing about
couch
it, bro,
alone.
he over there at Disney. He was over there. He played in Iron Man, man. Disney owned Marvel. He played Iron Man. He was in Empire. Disney owned Fox. He was in Empire. So he was over there good with Disney. So who over there made passes at you, Terrence? You got to say their name, bro. He like Kanye. No name I won't name.
Yeah, same thing with Charleston White was saying Orlando Brown. Man, they got your ass. You can't talk tough in it. You let them Hollywood niggas get
yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now he named names.
Yeah, he did name names.
Yeah, Orlando.
But he making himself look crazy though.
Yeah, he did. He is doing a little.
He out there with Ray J talking about who go viral the most off of basically getting abused in Hollywood.
Right.
Why would you brag about that, bro? Why would you brag about the stuff that you go viral about? You go viral about talking about, you know, adults sticking a thing in you when you were young. You know what I mean? While you on a movie set.
Fact.
Like, how is that you going viral over that and you bragging about how you go viral more? Like that takes away the credibility.
Yeah, it do.
That takes away the credibility for me at least.
Facts.
I see right through that. So you just doing that for clout.
Now we know who named names. This person right here, this brother right here, well, this Jewish brother right here.
Oh yeah, they threw him off. Yep.
Isiah Kappy.
Oh, you got the band is still up, so you got.
Yeah. Can y'all hear that?
Nah. Were you gonna show it too? Cause the band is still up.
I was just
you gotta re-upload it on there because it can't hear nothing.
All right, I got y'all. Isiah Kappy. He named names.
Oh yeah, and they got rid of him quick.
And
they claim he committed suicide, but come on, bro. We know damn well he ain't throw himself off no bridge.
Nah,
stabbed himself in the back and threw himself off a bridge.
Yeah, that's
oncoming traffic.
Right, that sounds real ridiculous. All right, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear Isiah Kappy here.
Aren't you concerned for my life?
Yeah, we can hear him.
Yeah, but more importantly, I'm concerned for everybody because this shit has been going on forever. I'm tired of it. I saw your post about the lady. Oh yeah. Hardwick. Oh yeah, I met Hardwick. Yeah. Ian Black on my list. I don't know Ian Black. Is that the guy that was posting the Tinder for pizza thing?
Yeah,
someone answer. I don't know who that is.
Steven Spielberg, right?
And Tom Hanks, right?
And Tom Hanks, yeah.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin and Seth Green are friends.
And Oprah.
To be honest, I had some fun times with those guys. For
being
satanic pedophiles, like Seth is a pretty cool dude. I mean, I think I feel sorry. I feel a lot of empathy for them because they grew up in this shit, and you know, it's trauma, it's abuse, and then then you get the money, and then you get the fame, and it's like okay, and then all of a sudden you're the abuser, and it sucks, man. It sucks. Like I have a lot of empathy for both of them, like for anyone who is in that situation, because it's hard. What are they gonna? How do you get out? Like everyone is threatened. Everyone. Why don't you show us proof? There's a bunch of stuff I posted on 8chan. And by the way, the proof is in the fucking pudding. If I'm lying, sue me. Sue me. Great. Let's go to court. Let's have discovery. Do you know how many people I would love to get up there? Associates? Was Jacko innocent? I don't know. I don't know if he was. I like to believe he was. Michael Jackson fucking hated Steven Spielberg. So, and also, this is good. This is what makes me think that Michael Jackson was probably innocent, because the media destroyed him. The medical industry destroyed him. He was just fucking destroyed by these pieces of shit that just want.
I guess that was the end of that one. All right. Damn.
Yeah, he had a couple of parts to this. Yeah, because he was talking about how Seth Green invited him over to a house and he had kids or something in some hidden dungeon in his house behind some like bookcase or something. And he went down there and he holding people hostage and all this type of stuff. Yeah, man. I mean, that's the type shit that goes on in Hollywood.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
In a lot of ways, I think this is a mirror of an ancient story.
Good. All right, this is a 9-minute joint, so yeah, let's get it. So this is Isaac Kappy. I know he got taken out for exposing Hollywood.
Yeah, they claim he committed suicide, but we know that ain't true.
Pretty much.
Let's see if I can turn that up. Open more volume on it.
Yeah, I may have.
Yep, put some more volume on it.
Humanity is going to be fine. It's going to be fucking great. It's going to be awesome. And I hope to come back and join you someday. I hope to come back and join you. Was I at the Met Gala? No, it's not the Met Gala. Guys, I've been alone for the last, for a while. And it was hard for me to really get into a sense of service to others while so alone. I should have been using the alone time to pray every day, but instead I was just going at it.
Give us some more likes on this. Get some more likes on this video.
You know, and if you look too hard for the darkness, eventually it just kind of seeps in. So I'm going to be praying, and what level of darkness? Here's the thing about darkness, okay? Darkness can come in the flash. It looks like a trivial thing, you know, because you're not thinking about it.
All right, we go through this.
Thanks, Salty Sarge. I don't know that will be an option, but I appreciate it. We just want goodness for the world. And everyone's being tested. All of us. God lives with.
Oh, yeah. Trying to see if I can find one.
Science of spirits. The science of spirits, guys, in us. Well, not let go, but it's fucking stupid. So,
all right, let's go through this. This is one that you specifically talked about, Seth Green, and I'm trying to see that, John. Hold on. Let me go through this real quick.
No name, I won't name.
Isaac Kappy. All right, let me see.
I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal.
You heard that? Not suicidal.
Yeah, there you go. He said he's not suicidal.
I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal.
He did not jump off that bridge.
Right. They tried to say he jumped off the bridge
thrown off that bridge
onto oncoming traffic.
Nah, he got thrown off that bridge.
Right after he came out about all this stuff, they took him out right away. They ain't let him speak no more.
No, sir.
Because he was an actual insider and witnessed things himself.
Yes, he did, sir. He sure did. I thought that, see, they be trying to take.
Now we as the people, what we gonna do about that? Now this man risked his life to tell us this stuff. Now what we gonna do about it? Just get entertainment from it, or what we gonna do about it? What we gonna do about it, y'all? That's what I want to know.
I picked up on this.
Yarvo and Matt Cohen and
Hollywood's Illuminati elite. It's a storm of independent.
Probably thought I was going to be talking a lot about Seth and Claire and Yarvo and Matt Cohen and Dan Ferguson.
He naming names.
Where does Dan Ferguson work? No, I'm not even going to talk about Spielberg, who, by the way, Steven Spielberg is a pedophile. Yep. See how easy that was, Corey? I didn't need $10 million. I just said it. But what I want to get into is, I want to get into like the bigger picture of how this stuff is all connected. Because when you're talking about like really elite levels, the name of the game is blackmail. So they want something on you that they can hold over your head so they can basically own you and tell you what to do. And they film it. And then they own you. Wow. So that's what runs the whole system, basically.
The media's lackluster coverage of what should have been a massive story kicked off a global independent investigation. Ordinary people worked on their own to find clues, utilizing the internet to correlate and break down data that could corroborate Isaac Kappy's claims. Isaac, in the coming weeks, shared more information to add further credence to his disclosure. Kappy's film career started in 2006 in some independent films, beginning with a short entitled Stare Down, but his career really began to take hold in Hollywood with bit parts in Breaking Bad, Terminator Salvation, and the 2011 box office smash, Thor.
Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. I'm sorry if this is the kind of bursting your bubble, all this information is new, but it's time that this comes out into the open because we are going to change the way everything works, because at the top levels of wealth, of power, the very top levels, these people are just sick and psycho.
Kappy is not the first one to suggest that Steven Spielberg was a pedophile. In 2013, Crispin Glover, best known for his work as Marty McFly of Back to the Future, wrote and published an essay focused primarily on Steven Spielberg, questioning his relationship with children. That brief clip was from a 50-minute live Periscope of Isaac Kappy in 2019, coming out against the establishment and denouncing the prevalent pedophilia in Hollywood, the music industry, and politics. All while knowing that by doing this, he would get blacklisted by friends and colleagues alike.
I've already been blacklisted. They can't double blacklist me. They can try to kill me. You know, good luck with that.
Dang. Well, yeah, he definitely exposed. He definitely named some names.
Spanish Fly was the thing that all boys from age 11 on up to death, we will still be searching for Spanish Fly. That's right. And what was the old story was, if you took a little drop, no, it was on the head of a pin. That's right. And you put it in a drink. Coca-Cola. Don't matter. It doesn't make it, and the girl would drink it, and she's sure. Hello, America. Spanish Fly was the thing.
National TV.
Yep. Thanks, Terry Austin, for the super sticker. Definitely appreciate it.
Shout out to Terry Austin. Yeah, man. Right on national TV, this man talking about, you know what I mean, drugging somebody drink with Spanish Fly. That's wild, bro.
I mean, the women used to. It was a consensual thing then, maybe.
Bro, you think that was all consensual?
Nah, not all of it.
100% of the time, bro.
Nah, not all of it. Hell no. Threw Molly in the drink. She didn't even know it. And then Rick Ross said, put a Molly in the drink. She didn't even know it. Yeah, so I don't know. Tell me what y'all think Terrence Howard gonna do? You think Terrence Howard gonna name names, or he just gonna be, generic with it?
I think he's gonna be generic, bro. I think Terrence Howard. I think he's saying this just so he could get people on his podcast to tune into his podcast, and he'll probably talk about Hollywood industry a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, about the dirty business behind it and all that. But it's going, the podcast going to start getting weird. He's going to start talking about how gravity ain't real and how he going to start getting back to talking about,
I wonder is he going to mention about the CIA involvement in Hollywood? Or
I doubt it, bro. I doubt that podcast is going to be 100% about that. I think it's going to just be a little bit about that, just because of just to satisfy the people who came there to listen to him expose Hollywood, and then it's going to start to get weird. Yeah, I got this new invention, man. Y'all got to check this out.
I want to try to hear my music, man.
Yup.
I want to play this. I got this thing here. I want to play this.
I got this thing here. Yup. Yup.
I hope he going that. I mean, I know Terrence Howard be watching a lot of YouTubes, especially with his name in the title. Bro, if you're gonna do it, man, do it to the fullest, man. Don't half-ass on that. You know
I don't know, bro.
You already named Diddy. You already named Diddy name.
That's an easy target though.
Right,
Diddy locked up.
That's the point I'm
making. Diddy.
That's the point I'm making. Like, you already named Diddy, and he already in jail. You know what I mean? Like, can some new names, some new people, and some new names get exposed?
We'll see. Me personally, I think he's gonna be generic. He ain't gonna be naming no real names, and it's gonna get weird. The podcast is gonna take a turn, and him talking about his new inventions he got coming out, or some new music he got coming out. Just saying.
Oh man, I hope that ain't the case, Terrence, man.
I don't know, man. You know how social media,
man. Hustle and flow, man.
This is social media, man. You know, niggas say anything to get those views, man.
Damn, don't be like that, man. Say your name, man.
I mean, a lot of these so-called celebrity whistleblowers, a lot of them do be generic, and the ones who really do be naming names, they get taken out or they go to jail forever. You know what I mean? They either go to jail forever or they get taken out. You know what I mean? We seen Isaac Kappy. They scattered him all over the highway. They say that he committed suicide when he clearly said, "I'm not suicidal."
All right, Terrence Howard say he ain't got nothing to lose. That's what he told TMZ, right?
I mean, of course, that's something you would say if you pushing a podcast and you want everybody on there. And you know, the general public love conspiracy. Yeah, I mean, the general public love conspiracy. He's seen how Cat Williams, you know what I mean, blew up.
I don't think anybody gonna ever top that Cat Williams interview. 90 million views. I don't think nobody gonna ever tap that interview.
Yeah, but I don't really think he said anything really that
he didn't
already heard.
Yeah, except Harvey Weinstein trying to get him head.
Man, everybody know Harvey Weinstein. That's why Harvey Weinstein locked up. That's still an easy target right there. Niggas knew what Weinstein was doing.
Yeah, but
that's why he's in prison.
All right, I know.
He naming niggas that already got caught. We talking about naming names that haven't got caught. And naming specific incidents. And if he got some illegal information, if he got some information that's illegal, you know what I mean, that they're doing some illegal stuff, why are you bringing it up on a podcast? You need to go to the police with that. So that's how I know it's going to be something generic. Yeah, let's just be real. It's going to be something generic.
We'll see.
Plus how he talked about it, it was like he was going to be generic because he's going to basically come out the dirty business deals as far as like not getting paid and stuff like that. Yeah. He ain't going to talk about, yeah, man, one time I walked in the studio, man, and I seen some kid in there with this grown adult, man, and they was getting it on. Like, he ain't going, he ain't going, so man, he ain't saying nothing like that, bro. It's going to be something generic.
I know Ye ain't even saying no shit like, well,
I don't know. Ye was saying some shit, though.
What about Russell Brand?
Russell Brand. Russell Brand was saying some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially against those pharmaceutical companies and all that. And during the COVID stuff, he spoke up about a lot of that buffoonery that was going on.
I do know it's a lot.
They allowed them to even talk that much and still have a YouTube channel.
I still think he part of.
Control opposition.
Yeah,
it's a lot. That's another thing y'all gotta.
What about Wendy, man?
Control opposition.
What about Wendy?
Control opposition.
Yeah, Trump is control opposition.
Hell yeah, he's control.
What about Wendy, man? You think Wendy gonna come back strong in the podcast and expose things?
She ain't gonna expose nothing, man. Wendy gonna keep her mouth shut, man, and she only gonna talk about the stuff that she allowed to talk about, man, because she don't want to go back into that establishment, man, where they holding her as a prisoner, man. They ain't gonna let Wendy ain't coming with no podcast, bro. Wendy ain't coming with no podcast, man.
I don't think Wendy,
I think Wendy's done, bro. She's done. They ain't gonna let her talk no more. They would take Wendy out before they let her go out there talking. Let's be real. If she's already in a position where they could easily say that she OD'd or something like that. Oh, Wendy took too much of her medication and she's no longer with us.
Well, who got the balls, man?
We already got the information. What people gonna do about it? They might as well come out and say stuff. Nobody's gonna do nothing about it.
But yeah, I'm talking about pinpoint crimes and shit though. Like, you could say that all day, as far as like when you generalizing it. But I'm talking about where is the incident that y'all witnessed? But that'll implement them, so they might not speak on certain shit anyway.
Yeah, why you ain't say nothing earlier if you knew this information? If you knew they was doing this illegal stuff, but you still work with them?
Still work with them?
You knew they was out there smashing and passing kids around, trafficking and all that, but you still starred in a movie, huh?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you still starred in a movie, and you still took the check, and you knew this information. That's why I said a lot of these niggas, you gotta watch them because they be control opposition, number one.
Control opposition, bro.
And you know the ones who are not control opposition because they get taken out or they get jailed for life.
What about Cat? You think Cat Williams control opposition?
It's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't know. It's still up in the air with Cat.
It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Yeah, that's TD Jakes.
That's the name.
I never know what he is.
Amen.
His name TD Jakes.
Look how Shannon just let that slide. He ain't question. He ain't double question him about TD Jakes thing. He just went straight to the alcohol.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
you will tell it.
No, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that. I value that. I'll pay for that. Come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Cat because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike, because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told him to go get the Prowler. I then told him to paint it purple. I told him don't have an actor at playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan to play. Like, I did far too much work for somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Why didn't Cube set the record straight? Terry Crews could have set the record straight. Mike Epps could have set the record straight. Why none of them set the record straight?
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that no one's ever heard. Right, but he's telling you something no one's ever heard of. Nobody has.
See, Cat ain't really go up there and say too much anyway, neither. So, like, where's the real, like, who got the real information? Who gonna spill the real deal?
Nobody.
Isaac Kappy. Right. These niggas is surface level. Even Corey Feldman. I don't know. Corey Feldman, he spoke out, but he ain't named no names though.
He didn't name Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, he did name Charlie Sheen.
I thought he named Charlie Sheen because he said on the Lucas that he said on the Lucas that him and Corey Haim was getting touched up with Crisco grease.
Yeah, let me name some Corey Feldman.
I mean, that's who he was talking about. I mean, they can name names. Hey, man, some of them do be naming names.
Right.
But when they name names, they get taken out, man. They definitely get taken out.
Who willing to risk it all?
But to be honest with you, I think Kappy said the most names. Because you ain't never hear nobody mention Spielberg or Tom Hanks in that before he did.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't hear those names and that you know, committing those types of crimes.
Feldman is on a mission, as he describes
it,
to clean up Hollywood. And it's taking on new meaning given those new allegations against Kevin Spacey that we talked about a little earlier. Feldman, a former child star.
Yeah, we can hear it.
To fund a documentary that he says will expose a ring of pedophiles in the movie industry. We'll talk to
Did
him
he ever
exclusively in a
that,
moment, but first his latest effort to tell his story.
We have the ability to let our voices be heard and break the dam of silence.
Corey Feldman once again opening up about the dark side of the spotlight. In a new YouTube video, the former child star vowing to expose a ring of Hollywood pedophiles who he claims abuse thousands of children.
I can name 6 names. One of them who's still very powerful.
6 names. Did he name?
Posting the video after launching an online campaign aimed at raising $10 million to fund his plan to reveal what he calls the truth.
I propose to do this by making a film that will be the most honest and true depiction of child abuse ever portrayed, by telling my own story in a very real way.
We're fighters for truth, justice, and the American way.
A 1980s teenage heartthrob, Feldman became best known for his roles in movies like The Goonies, The Lost Boys, and Stand By Me.
See me on TV. Sure, we'll be heroes.
But along with the fame, Feldman says he learned firsthand about Hollywood's big secret, a secret he tried to reveal without naming names.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. And there's some of the richest, most powerful people in this business. And children aren't supposed to handle that sort of stuff.
Humiliation. I know, I've been through it. But that's all over now.
Feldman has long claimed as young actors he and fellow child star Corey Haim were molested by older men in the entertainment industry. Allegations he also wrote about in his 2013 memoir, Choreography.
I've been living in fear and been living with this my entire life.
But this morning, Feldman's latest proclamation drawing criticism from Haim's mother, Judy, who tells NBC News she wants her son's name left out of it, saying, quote, if he finally decides to release names and tell the world who they are, for the sake of more victims, I'll be 100% behind him. But if he's waiting to release the names in the movie, I don't support that. He doesn't need $10 million to do it. And Corey Feldman joins us now live. Good morning. Good to see you. He reacted to that comment sitting here. I'll get to that in a second. This is very personal for you. It's very emotional. It's something you've talked about for years. Let me start by asking you, how prevalent?
Isn't that what Isaac Kappy told him? He called Spielberg
need 10 million.
An pedophile, and you need 10 million to do it.
Right.
It's easy. Yeah, right. Corey was up there trying to get some bread, bro. Corey's up there trying to get some bread. He wasn't really trying to expose nothing, because he would have just did it. You know what I mean? He's trying to get some bread off that. You know, movies ain't popping like it used to. He ain't getting no residuals. Streaming, you know what I mean, came into play. He ain't getting booked for nothing. So, you know, yeah, he just played on that. Because he ain't say no names. He said 6 names. Did he ever say those names? Nah. I don't think he ever said it.
He said he needed 10 million to say those names?
He needed 10 million to say those names, bro.
Talking about in Hollywood today?
I believe there's a lot of darkness in Hollywood right now, and I believe it's been there for quite some time. And as we've seen with the Harvey Weinstein scandal, it continues to unfold. New names come forward every day. Now there's names of misconduct with Kevin Spacey, with this child actor who came forward today. It's going to continue unraveling. This is just the beginning. It's just the tip of the iceberg. So everything you're seeing is building up to what I believe is going to be a dam-breaking opening.
So let me talk about this Corey's Truth effort. You want to raise $10 million. You want to produce and direct this documentary.
It's not a documentary.
It's a film.
I need to stop you there. It is a film. I want to make a feature film, which is why we need the budget that we need. There's actors, there's scripts, there's special effects.
Is it going to involve real people, real names of people active in Hollywood right now?
It will be a very true story. We will have every name that everybody that affected my life, I'm going to give the perspective that I can give, what I viewed, what I experienced from a firsthand account.
In all fairness, though, we've been down this road before with you, and you have promised in the past to name names.
Never.
In your book, you said when you were talking about your book, you said you were going to blow the lid off.
This is why I'm doing this, because when I wrote my book,
Hey,
the publishers
like,
prevented me from writing the names.
Well, that's what I meant by we were down this road before. We didn't get the names we were promised last time.
Which is why I'm taking the matter into my own hands, and this is why I need America's support. I need the world's support, because I must make a film with no executives, no VPs.
Why do you need $10 million? Film students make movies for fractions.
Well, that's a film student. We're talking about a theatrical release. We're talking about I'm going to four-wall the theaters. I'm going to self-distribute, self-market, make the film, and hire a team of attorneys who are going to protect me and the film when everybody comes after me.
You've raised just under $200,000, correct? Okay. Is that about right? So it's going to take a long time to raise $10 million.
We've got 2 months,
and you've just told me that this is still prevalent in Hollywood. So every day you wait, every day you try to raise money, I would imagine you believe that children are being abused by pedophiles in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So why are you sitting down talking to me? Why aren't you sitting down with the police right now?
I've told the police. In fact, if anybody wants to go back to 1993, when I was interviewed by the Santa Barbara Police Department, I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
You said, by the way, did not abuse you.
Who Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about.
The
with
police
the
do be in on
I
it
told
too,
them he was
yo.
not that guy, and they said, well, maybe you just don't understand.
Sometimes
friend.
you
And I
can't
said, no,
even
I know the
turn
difference
these
between
names into the
pedophiles
police.
and somebody who's not a pedophile because I've been molested. Here's the names. Go investigate. And let me push this forward. There are thousands of people in Hollywood who have the same information. Why is it all on me? Why is it if I don't release the names in the next 2 months, 6 months, or a year, I'm the bad guy? I'm the victim here. I'm the one who's been abused. I'm the one who's trying to come forward and do something about it. Hold on, please. I'm sorry. There are thousands of people out there, Matt, who have this information. Any one of those child actors that went to the teenage soda pop clubs with me when I was a kid know who those people are and the people who ran it. Anybody can go back through history and look at the teen magazines and say, what was the name of that venue they were all promoting and who ran that venue and who endorsed it?
You've said you've had death threats because you have this information and have threatened to expose it. Another reason I think to go to police, that's a crime to threaten someone's life.
I've gone to the police with that as well.
And what would be wrong with going to the police now again? Didn't work out in Santa Barbara.
There's a statute of limitations, Matt, in the state of California, which protects people. It's not that way in New York. It's that way only where the movie industry is, conveniently enough, in California. That's the seriousness of this. You cannot, because if I were to go to the police, I would be the one who's getting sued. Henceforth, I need a team of lawyers and I need a team of security to be around me at all times to keep me safe so I can get this message done. I'm not playing around. It's serious stuff, and I vow I will release every single name that I have any knowledge of, period. And nobody's going to stop me this time, as long as people support this.
Corey Feldman.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good to see you.
He's up that joint hustling. He trying to get that 10 mil, wasn't he?
I don't know. Maybe he was trying to protect himself.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because what he's doing is dangerous, bro. I mean, and going to the police, sometimes the feds be in on it. Yeah, I mean, it be like Randy Quaid said, it's a whole network of them. It be doctors, law enforcement, you know what I'm saying, judges, lawyers, you know what I mean, execs, all types of people be in on that. It's a big network, man. It's a big pedo network and a money network. You know what I'm saying? So it be some very powerful and political figures. It be some powerful people involved. And you know, you go to the police, you'll be running right into the hands of the enemy. So yeah, that could be a problem too. Like, who do you report it to when the people who supposed to be doing something about it is involved in it too? Like, it's just a case of the foxes guarding the hen house. You know what I'm saying? Or the crackhead guarding the crack house.
Right.
The trap spot. You got the crackhead watching your trap spot. You know what I mean? With all the crack. You got Pookie working in the trap house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, Sky about to die. Take this boy out back and kill him.
Take this boy out back and kill him.
Exactly. So I mean, you gotta think about it. Yeah, I mean, he could go to the police. It might be just as dangerous going to the police. You know what I'm saying? Going to the feds could be dangerous because some of them could be in on it, and they do be in on it.
They do. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Cause some of them be pedos themselves.
Right.
It's a whole network of them. So you be running and trying to, you know what I mean, get help, and you running right into the hands of the enemy.
Facts.
So you don't even know who to trust.
Let me
so
know.
I can understand where Feldman is coming from.
Right, true.
That's why he said enough people have to be interested. Nah, I can't hear it. That's why he said enough people have to be interested. You know what I mean? Because he need a whole bunch of people on his side before he just start naming names.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a lot of people got to know just in case if something happened to him. You know what I mean? He needs security.
Yeah.
And I have been the victim.
We can hear that.
Victims of criminal activity perpetrated by a small network of individuals who are out to destroy us personally, professionally, and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating the banking system and the criminal justice system for purposes of sabotaging our credit and our credibility. Up until a year ago, Eddie and I had never had any run-in with the law whatsoever. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy. We are simply artists and filmmakers who are being racketeered on. We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood. How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine among them. I believe these actors were whacked, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get at their money. In the meantime, many a celebrity's image and marketability is being co-opted and destroyed. Google helps out by keeping the negative stories near the top of a celebrity's webpage because it's the negativity that brings in the advertising revenue. In my own case, my ex-attorney Lloyd Braun has joined this tribe of bottom feeders by creating his own celebrity gossip website. What is wrong with that picture? When your own attorney starts defaming you, who do you turn to defend you? Lloyd Braun also claims to have come up with the idea of The Sopranos, so he's obviously familiar with the ways and means of organized crime. Unfortunately, my brother Dennis has made matters worse by buying a house from Mr. Braun on property Braun originally bought with money he embezzled from me. I recently discovered, much to my surprise, that Dennis is also on the deed to my Santa Barbara property. This is also the work of Mr. Braun, further confounding the validity of the transfer of my fully furnished property in 1992 to Mr. Bruce Berman. I have earned approximately $40 million throughout my career. I have profit participation in some of my films. I am being embezzled from by this monstrous ring of accountants, estate planners, and lawyers who are mercilessly slandering me and trying to kill my career, and I believe murder me in order to gain control of my royalties. I wish to return to only one thing, work.
So does your client plan on attending the hearing next week in Santa Barbara?
My client is intending to comply with the law in both jurisdictions, and we are going to spend the next couple of days strategizing how to best achieve that.
Will that not compromise the refugee?
It may. We have a number of options available to us now, some of which existed before he made a refugee claim and some which arose yesterday. So we're going to take a look at the best options, and it may be that we do abandon the refugee claim.
So are you in favor of citizenship application?
You probably can't even trust his lawyer that's beside him right there.
Status, there are all sorts of options. This is what we need to discuss in Liberty.
And do you understand how paranoid and delusional your client sounds?
I'm not going to comment.
He probably can't even trust that lawyer. That lawyer could be in on it. That's how deep it be. You know what I'm saying? You can't even trust. So I can understand how some of these celebrities don't be coming out saying nothing because they don't know who to trust.
Right. Facts. That's true. You don't know who to trust. Hell nah. Damn sure don't.
Canada for his first live interview since this all began. Randy, good morning, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
You good on sound? All right, before we get into that, let's run this commercial real quick.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.
Yes, indeed. We got the best soaps. We got the best body oil, sea moss. We got, detoxes. We got the best CBD on the market. Grown in a small, Amish, field where the Amish grow it.
Right.
So we got the best CBD. We got the best soaps and lotions, and man, go over there and head over there, man. Shop with us, man.
nightandayherbals.com, y'all. nightandayherbals.com. The link is pinned to the top.
Yup. Take advantage of the sales that we got as well. 25% off on the all infused sea moss and the sea moss teas as well. We got a bunch of sea moss tea as well. So
and fruit infused sea moss gels.
Right. Check that out.
Top quality.
Yes, indeed. All right, let me get into this. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's continue.
Where to begin? Let's start with the court date this week. Why did you miss it if you and Evie believe strongly that you've done nothing wrong?
Well, I didn't miss the court date. I didn't have to appear. I have other issues up here that prevented me from attending that court date. And to begin with, I mean, I would like to read this. This is from the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office.
Sure.
And it says that the Quaids are due back in court on October 18th, 2010. However, that is subject to change. Court dates are listed under court calendar on the website, sbcourts.org for the Superior Court of California, Santa Barbara County.
Okay, so you say
we looked at this
you didn't
website.
know about it. You didn't know about the court date because the last one you knew about was the 18th.
No, we looked at
Okay, but that's
we
not.
monitored this website.
But that's not what your lawyer
And
said,
we-
right? The lawyer told the judge yesterday that the reason Evie didn't go because she did have to appear, according to the authorities in Santa Barbara. And your lawyer said that the reason she didn't go is because she didn't want to leave you alone in Vancouver.
Right. Well, she's very close. We're a very close couple, and she has an opportunity to appear within the next few days, and we're assessing our options as far as her appearance.
Okay.
As far as we're concerned, we're going to do everything that legally that we have that protects our interests and our safety, and we defer to our attorneys.
Okay, let's talk about the concerns that you have for your safety. You say that you're staying in Vancouver, you're staying in Canada because you don't want to come to the States because you're afraid of these people who are out to kill celebrities and you specifically. Why do you have that fear?
I have a fear because for the last 3 years and really the last 20 years, I've been racketeered on. My finances have been decimated by a group of people, such as my ex-attorney, my ex-business manager, and an estate planner, specifically, and they have conspired together to co-opt my corporations, put in trustees without my knowledge.
But are they now trying to kill you?
This what they be doing
like
all
Eric Carter.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they not in a
Eric
sense
Carter.
where
Hey,
they're going to come over and shoot me with a gun or anything like that, but the
They
way
will.
they've manipulated the system, the court system, to have us falsely arrested and to make it impossible for us to operate from on a daily basis in the most basic way. I mean, banking, owning a house, renting a house, renting a car. I mean, we cannot function.
Okay, so if I
And
understand you correctly, it's not that you feel that someone's going to kill you.
Yo, pause that real
it's that you feel that they're just trying to decimate you and take things away.
Yo,
if
this
that's
is
the
I
case,
feel
then
that
that's
if things
different
keep
from
going
what
the
you
way they
said.
are, we will be out on this. We will be out if things keep going the way they are.
Yo, you heard what he said? They make it highly difficult for them to do anything, rather to rent a car, rent a property. You know what I mean? They make it to banking anywhere. This is what we was telling y'all at the beginning of the stream. They rolling this out for everybody now with the AI.
Facts.
If you say something that they don't like, if you do something they don't like, they pushing everybody to use QR codes and Apple Pay and all that stuff to pay for everything. They trying to get rid of cash with this crypto system. Once they get everything digitally in place, you're not going to be able to say anything against the system. We ain't going to be able to talk like this now, or you ain't going to have access to nothing. No grocery stores, no houses. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to have access to nothing. You ain't going to be able to call an Uber. You ain't even going to be able to order a pizza. You know what I'm saying? This is what they pushing for. And they rolled it out on the celebrities first. Now, you heard what Ye said. Ye said he couldn't even use his Apple Pay. He had millions of dollars in his Apple Pay, and Adidas set something up to where he couldn't even use the money that was in his Apple Pay.
And they froze his money at
the bank.
What bank he belonged to?
Was it Wells Fargo?
No, it wasn't Wells Fargo. That was Wendy. Not Chase. Was it Chase?
It might have been JP Morgan.
Yeah, it was JP Morgan. It was JP Morgan. Yeah.
And look, you won't be able to bank nowhere. You just heard what he just said. You ain't gonna be able to bank nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to rent no house. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Because once they tokenize everything, they're going to tokenize. When I say tokenize, they're going to put everything on a blockchain, everything in a digital system, to where in order to have access to it, you got to have access to this digital system. And they control who have access to the digital system.
Yep.
So you ain't going to have control over nothing. They ain't going to let you ain't even going to be able to enter a damn grocery store without having to scan. They already starting that with the Whole Foods. They got Whole Foods where you actually got to scan your palm to even get into the store. You know what I'm saying? That's their plan for the future. in very near future, mind you. No cash, all digital, Apple Pay, Google Pay, they control it all. If you say something they don't like, Facebook jail is going to hit way different. Because all your financial information, all the stuff is going to be hooked up to your social medias. You're going to have digital ID, you know what I'm saying? And you ain't going to ever say or do nothing. Because if you say do anything against the system, you ain't going to have access to nothing. They already experimented with the celebrities. The celebrities already been going through this. Yeah, you know I mean, this came out how long ago? Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid did this back in
This is like early 2000s, wasn't it?
It's 14 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like 14 years ago. They already been doing it to the celebrities. Celebrities already going through this. That's why a lot of them don't say nothing.
Oh,
because they don't want their stuff messed with.
Yeah, he go further into what they doing to him.
Yeah, it's like somebody says like a sci-fi movie. Yeah, it's like Black Mirror on Netflix.
Let me go back a little bit.
Yeah, go back so they can hear that again.
We can hear that back real back. A little bit more.
If things keep going the way they are, we will be out on this. We will be out if things keep going the way they are, and we don't do something about it to expose it.
Let me go back a little more. Who do we are?
Literally, it's that you feel that they're just trying to decimate.
House, renting a house, and to make it impossible for us to the court system to have us falsely arrested, and to make it impossible for us to operate from on a daily basis in the most basic way. I mean, banking, owning a house, renting a house, renting a car. I mean, we cannot function.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, it's not that you feel that someone's going to kill you.
They did that with Diddy's kids.
Exactly.
They couldn't even rent an Airbnb in California or anything because they was kind of like, you know,
blacklisted.
The stigma of the name. Yeah, the stigmatization of the name.
That's the beginning of the social credit system that they're putting into place. It's called the social credit system. That's why they want all of us on social media. They're conditioning the hell out of us, and we all falling for it. Like we already effed up.
We deep in it already.
Yeah, we deep in it. They condition the hell out of all of us. We deep in it. We already getting used to Facebook jail and IG jail. You see niggas when they finally able to go live and get on their IG, they be happy as hell. Well, it's going to be more than just going live on your IG. You're going to be happy to be able to shop again. You're going to be happy to be able to rent a house again. You're going to be happy to be able to, you know what I mean, to get a damn Uber. You're going to be happy to do, you know what I mean, to even be a part of society. And they already showed us this in the movie Demolition Man. They got the whole shit already planned out. They put it in the movies. They got it in the Netflix series Black Mirror. What is that, the 3rd episode? What season is that?
Well, it's I know the 3rd episode is with the dude from Get Out.
Oh, all right.
That's when they are. The other episode, I think, might be 2. Is it episode 2?
Yeah. It's the one where
the one where she was trying to get on the plane and all that.
Right.
The credits and social credits and all that.
Yep.
So if you had like a certain level, you're not gonna be able to fly. If you like at a 2 point something, you got to be at like a 4 or 5 point something to fly. So if you stuck at like a 2.4 or something, then you're not gonna be able to get, flight, no car service, no nothing.
Nothing. Basically, you're gonna be living like the niggas in the sewer in the movie Demolition Man, who was eating rat burgers.
Yeah, and go watch.
They ain't have no access to food.
Like we told y'all a few screens back, go watch the movie Platform. It's called The Platform on
Facts.
Part 1 and Part 2 is on Netflix. It's called The Platform. Watch that with the social media mindset. I mean, it's already giving you a clue. It's called The Platform. Now, mind you, the movie is gory as hell. So just be prepared to see some gory stuff. But it's definitely showing you how people's going to eat each other alive to even survive on social media. I mean, you see it already on just on this platform alone. Niggas eating each other alive just to maintain content, to be able to eat, get cash apps and monetization. And niggas already turning on each other. Like you got people that been cool turning on each other and shit. Like we see it. So watch the movie Platform. It's already, the condition is here already.
Right.
Now it all depends on how far they willing to go with this program that they have. And I think they pretty much willing to go all the way to the point where it's gonna get diabolical. People gonna start losing their lives over this shit.
And you know they perfected it with the celebrities first. They rolled this whole system out on the celebrities first because they let the celebrities get the fame and eat. Now the general public can become famous just by going on your social media and posting a viral video. You could become a celebrity, but then the social media platform, overnight. But then the social media platforms control the hell out of you.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, these tech companies control the hell out of the bigger content creators. Cause you got a big platform, so they be like, oh, you gotta be more responsible. So if you say something, they can ban you off everything. You know what I mean? You won't be able to do nothing. You won't be able to go live. Shit, you won't. Look what they did to Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. They said they wasn't able to do nothing. They banned them off all the apps, even Uber Eats and Uber and DoorDash and all. They couldn't do nothing. They got banned off of every single app, and they couldn't bank nowhere. No bank will accept their accounts. No bank will accept their accounts. So they ain't allowed to bank nowhere. They can't use any apps on their phone. No apps. So that means one entity control all these apps, y'all. There's one. So don't let them let you think that Elon Musk and Twitter is standing up against this. That's bull. That's BS. Elon Musk and Trump and all them niggas control opposition.
They with the stuff.
They with the stuff. They all control opposition. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And you once you get banned off one app, they can ban you off all the other ones.
Now listen, Trump was banned off Twitter before Elon Musk.
Man, that was control opposition, bro.
But we know that was about to go. That's what I was about to say. Like they use these celebrities and high level people as catapults to basically show the public they demonstrations, what they plan on doing with the general public
to condition us.
So I mean, I think we already got us conditioned already to accept.
Yeah, we conditioned, bro.
Everybody has to sign on to Google to order to operate. You know, everybody has a profile online.
Bro, everybody's paying. Mostly everybody's starting to pay with Apple Pay
now,
and QR codes and everything. Yo, what movie were they using QR codes to do everything with? And this came out in the 90s, early 90s. Demolition Man. Demolition Man, they had to use QR codes to do anything. And it was only one fast food chain left.
Taco Bell.
And they had to use QR codes to even eat there. And it was only vegetarian, and they could only eat vegetarian plant-based stuff. And all this vegetarian agenda that they pushing is all fake food. All that plant-based shit fake, y'all. It's not real.
Demolition
Man. It ain't Dr. Staby's plant-based that they pushing.
They do accept Taco Bell. Was the first restaurant to accept crypto. So I peep how they coincided. They coincided. If you go back and watch Demolition Man
with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone,
with the mindset today, you will see all of the the plans in there, because Taco Bell was the first fast food chain like that to accept cryptocurrency.
Facts.
So I'm like, damn. When the day they announced that, I automatically said Demolition Man. I think we came on live stream and did a live stream about it. We automatically said Demolition Man as soon as they announced that Taco Hell.
I think it's on our Rumble.
Yeah, I think Taco Hell was the first.
It's on our Rumble, y'all. That live stream we did.
And remember, they wasn't allowed to use cuss words or nothing. They got fun. That's the same thing like you ain't allowed to cuss on social media. You're not allowed to use the F word, the B word, or I mean, you can
controlling everything they did.
I mean, you can use it, but it's still certain ways they got it. Certain ways they got the AI program to detect it and register your whatever you type in the comment section. Sometimes they'll block it. You won't like even in here. Even when people type cuss words in here, it hides the comment. It hides the comment. Like, so they already conditioning us to accept that freedom of speech and all that is out the window. Like the Constitution ain't even. The Constitution became digital. That's policies and guidelines of these social media apps. That's the new Constitution. Because where people spend most of their time at, on social media.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
It's all
so you don't. That's crazy that the Constitution say you have freedom of speech, But when you come on this social media app and you try to have freedom of speech, you get banned. So who really got the power? The technocrats or the Constitution?
That's because every transaction, how we handle our business now is going through online and social media. So that's a whole new constitution right there.
A whole new constitution.
And they able to monitor you better because all these devices that they give us are listening devices. Yeah. Alexa, Siri, your cell phone, your television, your damn dishwasher. You know what I mean? Everything is listening to you now. And if you say certain trigger words that trigger the system, they can literally cut everything off. Like, you won't be able to use your QR code to get anything. You won't be able to use your Apple Pay and all that bullshit that they got us using now. Because they want to get rid of cash. Once they get rid of cash, get us all in the blockchain, everybody digital, everybody using digital currency, we finished. We done.
Well,
it's over after that. It's going to go post-apocalyptic. Everything going to crash because people going to resist, or we just going to be 100% enslaved. It's going to go either two ways. That's it. It ain't nothing more to it. That's it. And the celebrities were the niggas that they tested it on first. That's why a lot of the celebrities kept a lot of that information that they had in-house because they ain't want their lives to be ruined. Now they gave the general public the power to be celebrities now because any nigga could get on social media, record something on his phone and go viral and he become a celebrity.
Yeah.
But you got to adhere to the same rules that the celebrities been adhering to for years before everybody figured it out.
Yeah, make
they been doing that shit.
Share this live.
A lot of these celebrities don't even realize y'all just test subjects. Y'all celebrities, y'all feel like y'all more high and mighty than the regular general public, but y'all niggas was just test subjects.
They need the influence of the celebrities.
All them niggas are just test subjects. Yeah, all them big, high, mighty, A-list celebrities who was abused and became abusers. Y'all niggas was just test subjects and still are. That's all y'all are, test subjects. Y'all are the biggest test subjects, the original test subjects before they rolled it out to everybody else in society. Now it's rolled out to everybody else in society. Now we get to witness what the celebrities been witnessing all these years of how the system do you. Because the system will let you eat. That's the thing about this system. They gotta let you eat. They'll let you eat, but it's gonna be some damn poison in that food that you eating. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be some poison. It's going to be some rules and conditioning with that food that they give you. The devil will let you eat off his table. But trust me, it's a lot of conditions that come with that food that coming off that devil's table.
A control opposition is a person that's controlled by, both, basically controlled by both sides.
Evil Kanye, funny as hell. Yeah, they ain't let you eat human meat. Right. Hell yeah, they let you eat human meat. Hell yeah, they love human meat. Pause. No Diddy. They do love human meat. That's why they putting splicing genes and putting human cells into people's food. Especially y'all plant-based eating ass niggas. Y'all Beyond Burger eating ass niggas. Y'all eating a lot of human flesh because a lot of that's coming out of those machines is spliced with human DNA. Y'all niggas thinking that I'm healthy, I don't eat no meat, nigga. That's human meat that you eating because they spliced that with human DNA. All that fake, it ain't the type plant-based that the system is pushing. It's not Dr. Sebi's meal plan. All right, it's Frankenstein's meal plan. You niggas eating Franken food. Y'all niggas eat them plant-based burgers, Beyond Burgers, and all that. Nigga, it's human cells mixed into that. You know what I'm saying? It's garbage. And that's what them niggas was eating in Demolition Man. In Demolition Man, they wasn't allowed to eat no animal products. Everything came out of a machine. And y'all think that's healthier than what niggas been eating for thousands of years? Niggas been eating animal products and natural fruits and vegetables and shit for years. For thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Now y'all saying it's unhealthy and they got y'all niggas eating Beyond Burgers that's made in a laboratory. Y'all think that's healthier. That's wild. That shit got like 50 ingredients in it. And they get these Hollywood niggas to push that plant-based shit to the core. They every agenda that the system want, they push it through a celebrity. And they pay these celebrities big ass checks. Even if the celebrities don't really F with the agenda, they still do because of the big ass checks that they get. And we see that firsthand as social media influencers because they rolled it out to the general public now, and the general public can become goddamn celebrities and get those big deals. And you come to find out, oh, they just want to put those big checks on our face so they can control what we say on the platform, so that we can condition the rest of the general public to accept the agenda. They pay you big ass dollars to push an agenda, to push us further all into slavery. That's all these celebrities are used for. They agents of enslavement. All these celebrities are agents of enslavement. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. From your politicians on down to your extra in the movie that's holding a Pepsi can and drinking a Pepsi and pushing that shit. All of it is enslavement. I don't care what anybody say. That's the truth. That's the 100% truth. You could deny it all you want. All these niggas is corrupt. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about enslavement. That's all. It's about mind control. We all niggas, all these conspiracy niggas always talking about MK Ultra. They got all of us under MK Ultra.
It's up to the people whether they want to be enslaved or not. Shit, you got a choice. I feel what Kanye said. Slavery is a choice.
Hell yeah, it's a choice.
You can say no.
Pepsi or cola. Which slavery do you pick? Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
Yeah, man, that's both for the same content in different cans.
Exactly.
They both use high fructose corn syrup, so
high fructose corn syrup and caramel coloring. Fact.
The only thing outside the difference is the can and the color of the can, but it's still owned by the same shareholders.
Exactly.
So who's really getting played out here? But yeah, I mean, so if niggas gonna do these podcasts and they ain't gonna say names, then what's the point? What's the point? You know what I mean? Terrence Howard saying he's ready to start a podcast and expose, corporations. Then who are you going to say names?
That shit gonna be generic as hell.
You know what I mean? Let's see what he gonna say. Let's see what we gonna give that nigga a chance. Let's give him a chance.
I give anybody a chance. I listen to what they saying, but I know if it's control opposition or not.
Yeah,
niggas ain't gonna say the real shit.
Yeah, we gonna find we'll know right away whether this nigga being like gonna spit some real shit. We gonna know. Like,
I knew Trump was control opposition when he started pushing that warp speed shit. That Operation Warp Speed.
Yeah, he gonna push whatever they line his pockets.
He gonna push whatever they line his pockets with. Exactly.
Oh, you want me to push this agenda? How much this agenda pays?
Exactly. Exactly. That nigga's an opportunist.
So how much?
How much they pay?
250 million? Oh yeah, I push that agenda. Okay.
Exactly.
All that shit that be them paperwork, it calls for him to sign that shit that be landing on his desk. How much
he get paid?
How much it costs?
Big money.
How much from from Elon? How much Elon? 350 million? Okay. How much Jeff Bezos say he's paying? How much?
Exactly. And all the other politicians do the same damn thing.
Hey, them niggas get paid to sit up there and sign that shit, bro. Like they up there to lobby for the corporations. So corporations say, listen, I got $150 million for you to push this through for me. What you think they gonna do? You think they gonna just turn that shit down?
No. They opportunists. They gonna
because
take a check.
they looking at the country like shit, these people are tearing my ass apart. You know what I mean? Like they looking at like what do they care about the people for? You know what I mean? They gonna look at it like, what the hell do they care about the people for?
And nobody can't even debate what we saying because all the receipts is all around us.
Man, they just shot a Tesla commercial in front of the White House, bro. How much you think Elon paid for that commercial? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I think that was part of the $350 million package.
Fact.
Yeah, it is, because it's a package deal. Like when these you gotta realize when these corporations lobby through these politicians, it's a package deal. You know what I mean? So it's not just one thing. It's a collective of things. certain doors that can't be, you know, they want to open up. Maybe this politician can get it done.
Right.
You know what I mean, Trump was able to lobby for Elon Musk. He was able to go up there and lobby for Elon Musk. See, Elon Musk just the face though. It's
exactly.
There's a lot more people that's playing puppets on the strings with these guys. Like Trump's a puppet on the string. Elon's a puppet on the strings.
Billy Boy Gates.
Your Gates, Lil X, whatever his name is, Lil Elon X. I was telling Trump, he's a little puppet on the string. Byron, what's his name? Barron Trump.
Man, all them niggas is puppets on the string. Anybody in that Oval Office,
they breed him to be some type of politician in the future. Like these people's already bought and paid for it. Both. It's a selection, not an election. I be trying to tell people, man, it's not an election. It's a selection. They select the next president gonna be. They select them years back before they even start running. They approach them early, like, listen, in such and such a time, we're gonna need you to run. We got this person in play that's gonna back you. We have this corporation that's gonna back you. We have this corporation, because they all backed by the corporations. So don't think the money is coming from. Where do you think the money is coming from to push these campaigns? It's whoever they pushing the agenda for. They gonna put the most money up. They gonna put the most bread up. They be like, oh, this is our guy right here. This is our golden boy.
No matter who you voting for for them.
You voting
for the court. Yeah, you vote
for
the establishment.
Yeah, it's the corporation you really vote for. So you really vote with your dollars. So you're like, I don't want to shot. See how everybody band together for the DEI and targeting tainted. Like, why people don't do that for other shit? I just don't understand it. I guess it's whatever the media push, whatever they want to propaganda, they want to push in the media to get the people go along with it. People just sign up for it. They go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They go along with it. But I'm like, all right, well, it's a lot more shit people could band together against. Like, damn, they poisoning all the food. You be thinking, like, damn, why don't the people band together and say, we don't want to buy this shit no more? Like, if y'all could band together and say, we ain't shopping from Target, I think banning the poison in the food would be more important because you directly eating that.
Facts. But people don't think like that because we all grew up eating it.
Yeah,
and the thing is, people don't realize. They say, well, shoot, my grandma or my aunt ate like that, and they didn't. It wasn't the same ingredients. They've been adding extra poisonous ingredients to the same products that you niggas been eating for years. They've been adding extra poisonous ingredients in it throughout the years. That's the thing.
I think they control what they want people to band together, come together on. So they're able to control that shit, bro.
Niggas be
you really never see no real revolution going on, bro.
Nowhere.
I mean, this the shit that's not televised. Like, this is a revolution that it's out of mainstream control. They can't even control it. That's the type of revolution need to be had. I don't understand this. A lot of this revolution that be going on be control revolution, bro. They be like, oh, and I ain't not like my body, my choice revolution. They be like, damn, that's the establishment's agenda. That's not like an agenda that's grassroots, straight out of the grassroots of things. That be the shit they be putting on the media and telling people to do. Where's the grassroots revolution at? Like, where's those Jones at? Them Jones, like, they ain't gonna never see the light of day. Them Jones never see the light of day, bro.
Right.
It be the control. You need them control revolutions.
That's because, you know why? Because every new movement that sprang up that's actually going to do something, they put one of their control opposition leaders in.
It be them celebrities. Yeah, it be them celebrities that they put in the forefront.
You know what I'm saying? And then they take over the movement.
Or they throw a Cardi B in there, like they throw a damn, a Morgan Freeman in there, or they throw the people they know we grew up on TV and watch. That grew up in our homes. That's the people they use. They be like, oh, they listen to this guy. It's like during the COVID-19. You know what I mean? They threw Morgan Freeman. Well, I guess people think I'm important enough to listen to me. So if I get the Maxine, you'll get the Maxine. I'm like, damn, like this, he's just straight up and kept it real. They throw these type of people out there that we grew up with for years to get us to go along with this shit. You need to tell them niggas no too. Tell them no. Like, nah, we don't want. Nah, this guy ain't right to be representing nobody. If they on TV and they've been on there for the past 20, 30 years, they damn sure shouldn't be saying nothing.
That power is starting to wear out though, because look how Kamala tried to bring Megan Thee Stallion and all them niggas out. That just killed her campaign even more. People wasn't effing with that.
Yeah, they was on there twerking and shit. Like,
yeah,
they was up there twerking. They was singing songs that like ratchetness. Like, they really thought
they were out of touch.
I think they did that shit on. Yo, that shit was done on purpose, though.
You think it was done deliberately?
Hell yeah, bro. It wasn't meant for Kamala to win anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't meant for her to
win.
They
did all that ratchet shit.
Trump to get in there fast.
Zig, yo, when they zig, when they got the people zigging, they zagging. They like, all right, let's do all this ratchet shit under Kamala. Let's make it look effed up as possible so we can. Just like they did with Bush. Like, they made everything bad just so they could throw. Like, bro, it's all about demonizing the previous person.
So they can bring in a new person.
So they bring in that person, he'd be he's the savior. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they all work together.
Make the first beast look really bad. Make them, and then so you could bring in the second beast. To be the savior. That's how they sway niggas back and forth. That's how they condition you. That's called conditioning.
Yeah, I'm like,
left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. They keep conditioning you.
It's no way.
Left hand, right hand, left hand to the right, left wing to the right wing, left wing to the right wing. That's how they condition.
There was no way in the world that getting all that twerking and ratchetness to perform at the Democratic Party was going to get that woman elected.
And then they did the fake hit on Trump. The fake made it look like somebody tried to make him look like a hero. All that shit was staged, bro.
Staged, just like this fake ass space shit, man. It's staged.
Right.
This fake ass Gayle King and Katy Perry, you know, that's studio shit, bro. The cameras, yo, I know AI generated footage when I see it, and that shit then I'm launching and going to space.
Oh, that's
AI generated footage. First of all, it's no cell phone camera footage. You would think somebody you think somebody out there has some cell phone and filming it from the cell phone camera. As much as people pull out the cell phone these days, you mean to tell me they ain't got no cell phone footage of that? That
just like that invasion of the Capitol building. That shit was staged. That invasion of the Capitol building was staged. That goddamn Gayle and Katy Perry going to space with Jeff Bezos' girlfriend was staged. You know what I'm saying? Trump fake assassination attempt was staged. All that shit is staged, y'all. It's all WWE, all Hollywood studio based shit. The first moon landing was staged. All this shit is staged, y'all. It's all for us. The Truman Show. It's all for us.
Yeah, it's definitely the Truman Show.
Yeah, it's all for us. It's one big act.
Good day, Truman.
Yep. He said Truman.
He said Truman.
Hell yeah, it's fake. That shit don't work on. I hope they know that shit don't work on everybody. All of us is not this gullible. You know what I'm saying? All of us is not this gullible. We see the BS for what it is. We see the control opposition. We see the fake ass events that y'all stage. That Capitol building shit was some of the worst acting that I've seen. The nigga out there with the horns and they following the dude up the steps, the cameras and all that shit was fake.
Yeah, because because you seen police officers and security in there standing right there in there with them.
Standing right there or just laying on the goddamn floor.
Why nobody getting arrested?
Man, that shit was staged as hell, bro. That shit was all staged.
I'll tell you what, though, if
every
that was
last bit of it.
Listen, I'll tell you this: if this was if that was a real invasion, now we know. I'm talking about some grassroots, straight revolutionary shit. I'm talking about.
It would have been some bodies spread out.
I'm talking about some militia, 1700s militia going up against the redcoats type of shit. Bro, it would have been bodies everywhere up in there. It would have been people held for hostage, tied up. It would have been some demands being made.
Yeah,
I'm talking about real shit.
There's been some real shit.
Yeah,
Fact.
not that control shit they did on June 6th. I mean January 6th. That shit was control. Whatever.
That shit was control and fake.
That was control and fake stage shit. We talking about real revolutionary niggas getting tied, bodies getting dropped, tied up, demands being made. None of that was going on January 6th. That shit was staged, bro.
It was staged.
You had
100%.
police. You had police and security right there. They just standing there letting them do it. That shit staged, bro.
That shit was staged. Yeah, because they wouldn't have been standing there letting them do nothing. Bullets would have been flying.
Right. They all smiling and shit and in there just sitting on the desk having a conversation. You know what I mean? Donut ass security just sitting there like they ain't doing nothing. Police, like, I'm like, yeah, this shit fake, bro.
I don't know how people can't see that yet.
Like, we've seen real revolution in the past, and people get dropped and get tied up and kidnapped, and it be all types of shit going on when it's a real revolution.
Yeah, like look what they did in Philly in 1985 when they dropped that bomb on the when they dropped that bomb in the city on the revolution that was happening in the city. Yeah, the establishment started. Yeah.
Bro, if that was a real revolution, it would have been military pulling up, police out of everybody had been pulling up.
Facts.
That was a real revolution.
Facts. Yeah, we know stage when we see stage.
Right, that shit was all.
And that Trump shit with the air, that was some Hollywood shit with the fake air with the blood pouch. All you gotta do is press the button and the fake blood pouch explode in the air.
Yeah, he been on wrestling before.
That shit was fake as hell, bro.
Trump been there on WWE and wrestling before. He been in there. He been on WWE. Or was it Yeah, he was on WWE.
And we the type niggas to look at these magicians and figure out they tricks while they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So we already know how these niggas are. We can see the fakeness. It's people out here. It's people out here. We could just sense the fakeness. We can feel the fake energy. We know when shit is staged. Man, you know what I'm saying? And they do it horribly.
Anything filmed on that mainstream media, that shit is staged, bro.
And they do it horribly too, because that Gail and Katy Perry and all that shit going up in space, that was done horribly, bro. That shit was done horribly. Man. That you could tell that was fake. That was fake as hell.
They has hopped in a flying dildo in the footage. You know what I mean? The footage, you could tell that's AI generated footage.
Yeah, we can feel that fake shit.
The launch and all that. We could tell that's AI generated footage.
And I want them to hear this. I want them to hear this shit so they know that we know that they fake. I want them to know that we know that they fake.
Bro, you gotta think about everybody that
shit. Y'all
everybody that posted that shit. There's not one comment under every post I done seen. There's not one comment that believe that shit. None. Not one.
Yeah, but if people believe that they really invaded the Capitol building, you got people really believe that it was assassination attempt on Trump's life. That people still believe that bullshit. People still believe there was the first moon landing. I don't know how niggas believe that. Niggas could barely get to the moon now, but we was able to get there perfectly in 1969. Get the hell out of here. Come on, man.
And they left the cameraman behind. When they launched back off the moon to come back to Earth, they left the cameraman.
Right, because they ain't had no Wi-Fi to be able to pan anything from the moon.
They left
shit, the Wi-Fi barely works in a damn house. How the Wi-Fi gonna work really good in 1969 from Earth to the moon to where they be able to pan a camera to watch them leave the moon?
Yeah, they left the cameraman up there.
Get the F out of here, man. Who was there controlling the camera?
Cameraman still up there. Yeah, he's still up there, bro.
What Wi-Fi towers did they set up on the moon before they even made it to the moon? Right. How a cameraman gonna be panning the camera? How anybody gonna be panning the camera remotely watching the first expedition them leave off the moon? Who recorded it? Who left? Who stayed on the moon to pan the camera up to watch them leave the moon?
Yeah.
How
did they land?
Common sense.
How was they able to figure out the numbers to
launch
and land perfect on the moon?
Yeah, because you're shooting a missile.
And back
a rocket ship is a missile, bro. So they shot a missile to the moon and it landed perfectly on the moon. So they had the exact coordinates, the exact amount of math the first time to land on the moon without it just blowing up. That's crazy as hell to me, bro. That's crazy as hell. You launched the rocket with people inside to the moon. Because a launch is just it ain't like it's flying there like in an airplane. You're not controlling it. You launching it there.
You launching that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you launching it
have the right
there.
coordinates, the right program for the. They ain't got that shit figured out. And it's the dome.
They ain't had that shit figured out, bro. Niggas ain't dumb.
We under a dome, so y'all don't think you're getting past that anyway. So I don't understand how we ain't supposed to be going out there.
And how they get off the how they able to launch back off the moon back to Earth? They needed a whole damn launch station to launch to the moon. Now they ain't had. How you gonna bring all that equipment to the moon to launch off the moon to get back to Earth?
Facts.
The first trip, like how'd you get all that equipment up there on the first trip?
We're gonna have to do a lot.
Get the F out of here, man. Niggas ain't dumb.
And then they got y'all buying all this fake ass designer shit, bro. Like I said, man,
everything is fake. Like we told y'all.
If you still spending $4,000 or $5,000 on that shit, bro, you just getting burnt at the end of the day. If you still buying
$30,000 on a Birkin bag that was made for like $20 in China.
Yeah, if you still buying that shit, then that you's a sucker. I'm just gonna be real. You's a sucker. Keep buying that. They already got busted out. There's no point to even go up in them stores and be spending $5 on something when you can just get it for a bean 35.
Everything is fake, man.
A bean 35 from the China man. And it's the same material, same stitching, same material. Only thing different, they don't say made in Italy. And that's fine anyway because it was made in China anyway. I wouldn't bro.
This is crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
They think all the masses are really this dumb. There's some idiots out there, but we're not all dumb. Like we're not all. We know this is one big clown show. We all know this the Truman Show, and y'all like to brag about it. What y'all do in y'all little TV shows and y'all little movies and y'all little cartoons that y'all put out there. We see y'all bragging.
Yeah,
we see y'all bragging.
Don't waste your money on that shit. I'm telling you. Better find
it's all fake, y'all.
Better find you a Chinaman connect and get them to make that shit for it makes no sense.
We shouldn't even have to tell people not to buy that shit. Like, why would you spend that much money? Why niggas spend $600 on a pair of jeans? You know what I mean? $500 on a belt.
Now I did go to TikTok, and there's a lot of people waking up and they going directly to the Chinaman. They ordering it right off TikTok from the Chinaman.
Why even still wear that stuff though when they've been when they already scamming people this whole time anyway?
Right.
They've been telling you, Louis Vuitton and all this stuff made in the best factories in Italy and France and all that, knowing damn well it came from a sweatshop in China.
They ain't show no factories from Italy yet. France yet. We ain't see no factory. We ain't see them on. Why they couldn't combat that and go on TikTok and say, listen, here's our factories right here. Here's our staff. They ain't even combat the shit. So we know they ain't got no factory. We know China telling the truth, bro. Because if they was real, Louis Vuitton and all these Prada and all, they would have hopped their ass on TikTok and like, listen, this is our shop right here. Or they would have did something with mainstream media. They would have went straight to mainstream media. They would have had CNN come in there with the cameras and go to the shop. We're like, here's our shops right here. We make everything here. Here's the parts to the Rolex. Here's the leather that we use for the Louis Vuitton bags. Here's Coach. Here's this. They would have opened their shops up and they would have showed us. They haven't done that yet, so we know China telling the truth.
That shit don't make no sense anyway, because who in Italy and France could put some shit together better than them niggas in China?
None of them.
Ain't nobody in Italy and France that's as skilled as the motherfuckers in China who been building everything and shipping it all over the world. They do that shit all day, every day, from 3 years old to 300 years old. They in them damn sweat factories working. They better with the skills. They ain't nobody in no Italy and France working better than no goddamn Asian man and no Asian kid in a sweatshop. Who got skills? Who got skills like them Asians in those sweatshops?
They born to do that shit.
Exactly. They bred to do that.
Yeah, they born to do that. Like they could work 12 hours, 16 hours straight.
Exactly.
With a couple lunch and water breaks.
Exactly.
And they right back at it. They sleeping. Yep. They show this TikTok video showing them mother effing sleeping on the floor in the goddamn factory.
Exactly.
They go to sleep on the job. Wake
They got
up,
whole sleeping quarters in those sweatshops.
Right. Like
they got whole sleeping quarters, and ain't nobody in Italy and France doing that. Ain't nobody. They ain't got no damn factories from the best cotton and this shit from Italy and all that shit come from China. And all the best workers, skilled workers who are able to put a cell phone together, or whoever to sew up a Louis Vuitton bag or a Gucci belt, they all come from China. Everybody with those skills come from China or Taiwan or Vietnam or some shit.
Yeah, I
if you put a little Italian kid in a room with all the shit to put the stuff together, and an Asian kid, who you think gonna put the better phone together? You think the little Italian kid gonna put the phone together better, or the little Asian Chinese kid gonna put that phone together? Who gonna build that iPhone faster and better?
Little Chinese kids.
Little Chinese kid.
But yeah, right. I mean, yeah, I don't know, bro. If people stupid enough to still buy that shit, that's on them.
I don't know why and in the black community, we the worst because we judge niggas based on, they ain't the new Jordans. Them old ass. Oh, look at that. They ain't no real Gucci. They ain't no real look. We quick to loud and ignorant. Niggas is loud and ignorant in our community. Just praising our slave masters. You know what I mean? Praising our slave masters and judging each other based on if we wearing the slave masters' clothes or not. That's crazy to me, man. Niggas love slavery. Niggas love, I don't care what nobody say. Niggas love what they hate.
Shout out to y'all that's making your own shit.
Facts.
I mean, shout out to y'all that's got branding your own shit.
That's branding your own shit.
Putting y'all name on that shit or whatever your creativity is.
Niggas
whatever
love
your thought
slavery,
process
JR. Niggas love slavery.
Listen, I'm not gonna knock niggas for buying this shit.
Yeah, that. Niggas love slavery, bro.
Listen, if people want to buy this shit, more power to you. I ain't judging you by what you wear or what you, who you choose to go support. I'm not judging nobody buy that shit.
When they brought the Africans on a slave ship, they branded their names right in their backs with hump pokers, nigga.
I'ma just say don't be dumb and spend 5 racks on some shit when you can get it for being 35. And it's the same shit. I'm just saying don't be that dumb. I ain't saying don't go buy. If you like your brand, your favorite brand, and you wear that shit and you want to be more power to you, just don't get scammed out of this. Don't get scammed, bro.
You already getting scammed by wearing that shit because it's cheap labor that made it, and you still paying a whole bunch of money for it.
I mean, China produces the world right now. I'm just be honest. Everything made in China. They produce the world, so we ain't gonna have no choice but to accept the shit that.
Man, we love the slavery.
You know what I'm saying?
We love the slavery shit, bro.
Like we don't have a choice but to accept the shit because it's all they got the biggest factories. They got the labor to turn people lights out. They got the manpower. Nobody's built like China when it comes to manpower, bro. And these motherfuckers work like robots. They work like AI. I think some of them is AI. I think a lot of them are AI. They work hard as hell. Like they don't have no type of, they don't run out of no type of stamina.
Hate the tree but love the fruit ass niggas. That's niggas right there. Niggas hate the tree. You hate the tree of slavery, but you love the shit that slavery produced.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, I mean, niggas always talk about we was enslaved for 400 years. All this bullshit they talk, but they love the fruit from the slavery though.
I mean, that's the duality we live in,
They
bro.
hate the tree but love the fruit, or they love the fruit but hate the tree.
Yeah.
Or love the tree and hate the fruit.
Hate the fruit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the reality we live in, bro. Now
Slave ass niggas.
It's digital. See, it's the new slaves, it's digital slaves now. It's the
Man,
digital.
niggas love slavery. Niggas love what they hate, man. Let's just be real. Niggas love what they hate.
I
just think judging each other based on what we be wearing.
I think it's love and hate. I think that's the duality of it, because a lot of shit you hate on social media, but you still have to use social media to run your business. So it's like, you know what I mean? That's the duality of the shit. That you still, you know what I mean, in order to thrive and make money on this shit, even though they running these platforms like a plantation, you still have to get on here and make money if you have an online business. So it's like, it's a game that's set up that everybody has to play when dealing with the marketplace. We all playing this fucking game with this marketplace, bro. I don't think anybody is buying and selling without the mark. Everybody has the mark, and we buying and selling every goddamn thing on this planet. We can't escape.
Well, shit, the mark is the human body.
Yeah, we born into it. So I don't think we can escape it.
Niggas always talking about revelations and shit.
Yeah, the only escape from this shit is death, and we all have to face that, and that's what it is. Once you die from the game is over, unless you choose to come back and play it again. But the game is over. That's the only time the game is over, is when it's like Mario and shit. Like, you playing Mario, your ass fall into the whole game over. You maybe get 3 lives. I mean, sometimes you can do the cheat code. Sometimes you do have the cheat code once in a while. You know what I mean? But other than that,
Evil Kanye be going there. Evil Kanye, funny ass dude. What did he say? He said the slaves actually allow us to inject their newborn babies with whatever we want. That's true.
Yeah.
We can inject whatever we want. We can inject whatever we want. We can inject whatever we want.
Yeah, they tell them it's safe.
We can inject whatever we want.
They tell them it's
safe.
safe.
Yeah, they let you. Yeah, they inject any damn thing they want. All types of experimental shit they be injecting into our babies. Hell yeah. And we just accept it. We say, that's how it is. It's to help us to prevent diseases and all this. Yeah, all right, they injected some experimental shit into your kids.
First of all, they taking your plasma. They taking all that DNA. They taking your blood at birth. And you already know what they doing with that shit.
Whatever they want. They do whatever they want.
Your ass going right into a database.
They do whatever they want.
You know what I mean?
They do whatever they want to you.
You're a
and we just accept it.
You're stamped, you're given a number, and you go, and your blood and DNA go into a database. And they're gonna clone you somewhere on the other side of the world.
On the other side of the ice wall.
Yeah, on the other side.
The other side of the ice wall, Antarctica. Yep, Antarctica's ice wall. It's another whole civilization of a bunch of clones of us on the other side. Hell yeah, we ain't done. We know what y'all niggas is up to.
Yeah,
y'all can't fool us all. This establishment can't fool us all. We know what y'all doing. Cause you know how our souls is telling us what you're doing. Cause even though you might be cloning us physically, you can't clone the soul. The soul is the one that's keeping account of all this shit. So we see what we see the wickedness.
Yeah, the soul.
We see the fakeness.
It's the record holder.
Right. The soul is the Akashic
DNA.
record.
Yeah, our DNA is the
Akashic record. We know what y'all doing. We see y'all. Y'all see us and we see y'all. Y'all got y'all one eye on us and we got our 2 eyes on you.
Oh, no, we got our 1 eye on them.
Look, they got the CB. Look at the CBS symbol right there. That's the 1 eye right there. You see the CBS symbol?
Yeah.
That's the eye right there that they watching us all with, and we watching them through that same eye. Cause when you hack somebody, you open yourself up to be hacked too. So they hacking our DNA, but they get their DNA is getting hacked too.
Yeah, that's the law.
You can't hack. Yeah, you can't hack somebody without getting hacked yourself. You gotta open yourself up to hack. Same thing when you boxing. When you throw a punch, you open yourself up to be punched too. That's just the law. That's the law. So what you're doing to us is going to be already returned back to you.
It's the boomerang effect. Yeah, it's the boomerang effect.
We see him.
That's what the boomerang effect.
We see him. We see. You can't hide. They think they hiding, but we see him clearly.
Truth Peace said.
We see him clearly.
That's the left wing bureaucrats. Nah, it's the technocrats. It's the technocrats.
Man, it's all of them. If they use whatever they need to use. They need to use technocrats. They use technocrats. They use bureaucrats. They use them.
Yeah, well, technocrats have more resources because it's the technology.
Well, that's the agenda that's going on right now. That's why. That's the part of the plan that they're at.
Yeah. So the technocrats is actually running this shit right now.
Because that's their spearheading the agenda. Because they want everything digital and cashless.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we see exactly what they doing. We see how they use the left and the right. They got y'all arguing about who's better, the Democrat or Republican, when they use both parties to control every opposition.
I mean, it's really only one party.
It's always been one party.
It's the corporation.
It's always been one party, bro. It's always been one party. It's always been one body. To tell you the truth, even we all just one cosmic body anyway. We all just one cosmic body, and there's two sides to one cosmic body. You got the left side and you got the right side to a cosmic body. Yeah, and both work hand in hand.
Yeah.
Exactly. True peace and security. The bureaucrats are the technocrats. Yeah, they the same team. They on the same. It ain't no difference from the two. That's Pepsi and Cola.
Yeah, that's Pepsi and Cola.
Yeah, Pepsi and Cola is the same damn company, y'all. PepsiCo. Pepsi. Mama say call it Pepsi Cola. Yeah, it's the same damn company.
Pepsi Cola.
It's the same company. The same contents is in that can.
Same shareholders.
It's high fructose corn syrup and caramel color. It's in both Pepsi and Coca-Cola. High fructose corn syrup and caramel coloring.
Same shareholders.
The same shit.
You notice the can is red. One can is red and one can
is blue.
Exactly. That same ritual. They're keeping the same ritual.
The red and blue lodge. It's the same ritual that they use for everything. The Bloods and the Crips, the red coats and the colonials.
Colonials, yeah.
Yep, it's the same damn ritual.
Police lights.
The red and blue police light. Boxing the red and the blue corner.
Yeah.
It's the same ritual over and over again. It's the same shit. We see the ritual.
Netflix and Blockbuster.
Netflix and Blockbuster, exactly. Netflix was the blue, and the red, and the Netflix was the red.
Yeah, Blockbuster was the red. I mean, the blue, and Netflix was the red.
But when you combine them together, you got purple, which is considered a royal color.
Right. So that's the Royals is over everything.
Exactly, because they both red and blue. Yeah, that's why the Royals always wear purple, because they both Democrat and Republican mixed together.
They above. Yeah, they above both.
We above. We above.
Yeah, we.
Because we realize you need both the left hand and your right hand. You don't want to cut your left hand off or your right hand off.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't want to cut your left wing off or your right wing off. They supposed to work in unison, but not against the body, though.
Not against.
You ain't supposed to beat your own ass, beat your own body up with your own left hand and right hand. That's how I know they BS. We see right through them. Metaphysics see right through them. You can't hide from everybody.
Yeah.
You can't hide it. We see the shit. It's clear as day. We see y'all clear as day. They control both sides and they abuse the body. That's all they do. They abuse they abuse the very body that they gotta live in.
Yeah, that's the point of cancer cells versus the healthy cells. And it leads to cancer. Cancer cells. Yeah.
They can't fool everybody. They can't fool everybody, y'all. We know that fake ass Gail King and Katy Perry. Man, we're gonna have to do a live on that. We're gonna play some of them videos and show how fake that shit is, bro. That is mad fake, bro.
Yeah, even
I hated that. I hated how fake all that was. And they just laughing in our faces.
Yeah,
when Jeff Bezos opened up that door with that tool, man, we gonna get into
already
that,
open.
man.
Yeah.
That shit was already open, bro. He ain't even do the tool. Ain't even do nothing. He just placed it on the door and they opened the door.
They opened the door from the inside. It was meant for us to see that shit anyway, because everything's supposed to be exposed.
Yo, I can't believe how fake all this is, bro.
It was meant that was meant to happen.
And then New York Times gonna come out with an article saying all these conspiracy theorists is claiming that it's fake. It is fake.
It is fake. First of all, they ain't spent no. Listen, they got us thinking they spent $28 million a piece to take that flight. That's a sponsor. That shit was sponsored. Yeah, we
fake as hell, bro.
We gonna bust that. We gonna bust that open.
We definitely gotta get into that.
Yeah, we gonna come back and do a live stream and bust all that space flight shit open.
All of it. We gotta go all the way back to the first fake ass moon landing.
Apollo 13.
Cause that shit was fake too. That one was faker than the gal that one was faker than the gal in the Katy Perry joint. The first original moon landing, that shit was the fakest.
And there's always that fucking black background.
Yeah, we gotta wait to go in on that because we gotta say this for that live stream. We gonna go in on that, bro.
All right, we gonna
go in on that. We gotta come back with that.
Yeah, we gonna come back and do the yeah, we gonna come back and do that.
It's laughable, actually.
Yeah, we gonna.
That's actually laughable. That's actually a comedy. I feel like that was a comedy show. That first moon landing, and that Katy Perry and all them niggas going to all that shit is a comedy show, bro. That's actually hilarious to me.
Shit, a joke. Yeah, we gonna definitely get into that. That's funny as hell.
That joint is funny.
Yeah, that's.
And the way that bald-headed nigga fell, Jeff Bezos fell.
Hey, right.
He tripped out there.
It was meant for us to see all that shit that happened.
That was a slapstick comedy.
Yeah, it was that.
That was a slapstick comedy, bro.
First of all, they rode up there in a dildo.
Exactly.
Say F the world.
F the world. Fact.
We gonna get.
No, we can't. Don't stop talking about it. You're starting to get into it. We gotta wait to the other stream.
That's the cliffhanger, y'all. We gonna.
Yeah, that's the cliffhanger.
We're gonna leave it there, y'all. We're gonna leave it there. We ain't even gonna expand on it, right? We're gonna leave it there, and we expand on it when we spark up another live stream.
Right.
So make sure y'all turn on all notifications right now. Just go ahead and click that notification bell when we go live, because we definitely gonna bust that joint wide open. You know what I mean? Yes. Yo, man, make sure y'all support the shop, man. NightandDayHerbals.com. We appreciate all the love and support you guys been showing us. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, we appreciate it. You know what I mean? Y'all keep us going. So we definitely appreciate all the support y'all been showing us.
Facts.
Y'all that been rocking with us, still rocking with us. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Loving the content, liking the content, sharing the content.
Sharing the content, yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
We definitely appreciate y'all, every last bit of that.
We got to keep bringing the truth, because it ain't many people talking about the stuff that we be talking about, to be honest with you. Not enough people. I mean, it's some people out there that's exposing, but it's not enough.
It's not enough, bro.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah, we
bro.
definitely see what this Terrence Howard dude is talking about when he do this podcast, man. We'll see. We'll do another stream after he come out with the podcast and say what he gonna say. We'll do a follow-up stream about what the generic shit that
we got this Diddy. We got this Diddy thing though, man. Like for the crime, we're gonna be going live on the crime channel, man. We're gonna definitely need y'all to go over there and subscribe. Matter of fact, drop the link for the Night and Day True Crime channel, because that's some other fire content we gonna get into. And that's some, y'all definitely gonna want to tune into that. So 9 Day True Crimes.
Facts. Y'all definitely gonna want to tune into that. Yeah. I don't even want to tell them what that's gonna be about exactly.
Right, not yet.
Not yet.
But we got everything lined up, so we appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all that came through and rocked out with us for the night.
Night and Day Herbals.
NightandDayHerbals.com. Link is in the description of this video and pinned to the top. I mean, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and turn on all notifications for when we go live. You know what I'm saying? Much love to y'all. And shit.
I just posted the crime channel.
Link.
Yeah, right. Y'all can go ahead and click on that.
And we're gonna be covering the Diddy trial on there too. So
facts.
Diddy trial still coming up May 5th. So we already got the live stream set up for that. So go over there and subscribe. Yeah,
right, man. Sure. I think that's it, man. Yeah. We see y'all again. We're gonna do this. We're gonna come back and do this fake moon. I mean, not moon, but space launch and all that. About
right.
We come back and, you know what I mean, touch bases on that. But other than that, man, shoot, we up out of here.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out the video too of Aunt Viv. We uploaded that. The re-upload. Aunt Viv going.
Oh yeah, she going in on that.
Now she's about to expose some more stuff about Gayle King. So we gonna be tuning in, waiting for that. So check out the upload that we just uploaded earlier. Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert, dragging Gayle King. Yeah, I mean, and all that. Check that out. Yeah, check that out.
You going to jail, King? You do an interview with Gayle King? You going to jail, King?
Right. And on that note, we catch y'all.
If you crave nature but still shop online, Night and Day Herbals is your dream come true. Discover premium herbal soaps, shampoos, and CBD products. All organic, all for you. Shop now at nightandayherbals.com.